there's been some fallout with Marc Guehi and Crystal Palace and Oliver Glasner. People were threatening to walk away. People were threatening to be transferred away. Everyone's staying.
Can everyone be on a
happy
brink?
days.
Can everyone be on a brink? They're all in their individual brinks.
I think so.
If we all hate it, it kind of evens itself
Yeah,
out
I
as we
think
all
so.
stay.
Yeah.
It is like that. Those crappy T-shirts of End of Reservoir Dogs, but they're just holding bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them ended up in your coffee, Peter.
Did. Yeah.
You weirdo. Glasner threatened to walk away if the club didn't find a top replacement for Marc Guehi, because they did get a young lad in. They're like, no, a top replacement.
Do it on the last day, lads.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
And he has to be also, any replacement you get in, what's not been reported, which what we can exclusively reveal here now, is that they also demanded, particularly Oliver Glasner, that whoever came in to replace Guehi was also an uncle.
Yes,
It
exactly.
has to be an uncle.
Had to
We
be an
can't
uncle,
lose an
right.
uncle.
We
It's
can't
a really
lose an
important
uncle,
role.
right, yeah,
No,
fair.
that's true.
And they couldn't find anyone who had a brother or a sister with a kid.
No.
And it's a difficult thing to find.
Very difficult at that age as well.
Yeah.
Who is a top level footballer? I find it. I love it every year. It's like you've had all summer.
You've had all summer.
It's just brilliant, isn't it? I mean, I tell you what, Liverpool chancing their arm with 35 million for Marc Guehi.
He's out of contract though.
I know. I understand.
Is that not the going rate for an out of contract footballer?
But he's not out
it's
of
the most you're
contract
going to
yet.
get.
Palace wanted 40-ish, 45, something like that.
Realistically, because they turned down 65 from Newcastle. I appreciate that was in the past, so
Yeah.
I understand the whole situation there. But Guehi though, apparently very disappointed about this. He'd had his medical, and again, it was a question of could they get a replacement for him. Akanji went to, where did he go? Inter, I think. And
I think Liverpool fans should be fuming with Guehi about his medical because he had it in London.
He did.
What's wrong with the Liverpudlian doctors?
well, I don't think the
People's
Liverpudlian
Republic of Liverpool deserve better.
you are trying to stir something.
I'm
here.
stirring the pot.
Well, I know the Liverpool doctors might have said, there's not that much time left because for some reason our respective clubs have taken bloody ages with this. So we'll just come down to London where it's convenient and the jobs are good.
All right, we'll do it in Liverpool Street.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
that's a good
Liverpool Street
compromise.
Hospital.
There we are.
Yeah.
There's the compromise.
Yeah.
What Guehi should have said was, and can you bring a top quality centre half with you? Because that is a sticking point here.
Yeah.
You can understand from Steve Parish's point of view why he ultimately said no, because if you're going to sell probably your best centre half, let's be honest, despite the other two playing very, very well, you're going to sell one of your prized assets, and your manager is then going to walk away as well.
Not ideal.
You're gonna. I just, to me, they are much better
great
off.
choice.
If Guehi leaves on a free next summer,
It's going to happen at one point, isn't it? I
they're
suppose,
better off having him and Glasner for this season as well.
I guess because if you argue that Guehi makes such a difference that you can finish again up in the European positions this season, which brings you money in, that offsets what you lose in terms of a transfer.
Well, you have a
fee.
chance of winning that trophy. In the Euro.
What I think's absolutely. What I think is pretty interesting here is the Glasner factor.
Yes.
Because
or is it the Eric Ten Hag factor? Suddenly there was a job available in Germany.
That's part of it. But I think there's a three-pronged thing here with why Glasner's got a lot of power and a lot of sway here. One is because they clearly won a trophy for the first time in history under him. That's massive. That gives him a lot of cachet.
2 trophies.
Secondly, we are going to include the
2 trophies after some poor defensive decisions.
For those people who are watching this on YouTube for the first time and you want to know about this show, yes, we are the kind of show that respects the Community Shield.
Damn right.
You're right to say that.
Correct.
2 trophies.
Yeah, 2 trophies.
Secondly, Leverkusen are sniffing around because Eric Ten Hag's, set off some kind of bin fire there and is rapidly fleeing the scene.
I know you talked about it the other day. It's just extraordinary.
It's extraordinary. The third one is, though, that Glasner didn't. Do you remember when Bayern Munich were looking for a coach?
Yeah.
They ended up settling on 415th choice Vincent Kompany. One of the 414 candidates was Oliver Glasner, and he turned them down.
He did.
So he's got a lot of ground in the loyalty world as well. So he's got a lot more power than, say, perhaps, for example, I don't know, an Eric Ten Hag may have.
How many loyalty points do you think he's got?
Oh, loads.
Ten Hag is what? He's had his loyalty card taken off him by now. He's not allowed in the lounge.
Glasner's got Avios and Nectar flying out his pockets every single team.
If you see him in the airport, you're getting a free fry up that
Big
day.
time.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
Oh,
you're getting upgraded to World Traveller Plus.
You can sit in the cockpit.
Yeah.
£3 off a bit of timber from B&Q. Beautiful.
Anything, Peter.
Yeah.
Or Wicks.
Yeah.
Or Wicks.
Remember when you
Does the job.
back in the day, as a kid, you used to be able to go into the cockpit on the flight.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
They used to let you in.
During the flight.
Yeah, they used to let you in.
Great days.
You get a little pin badge.
Yep. I didn't get my pin badge.
Okay.
They thought
But you want to inquire about that?
Yeah, I did have a little go though.
Did you? Yeah.
Just say it's turbulence,
waggle.
Captain.
Marcus has been dragged out by his feet, just screaming, give me one loop de loop. One loop de loop.
I just want to land.
Where do you get that box cutter from?
Oh dear. Well, anyway, Oliver Glasner is now a pilot. I don't know where we're going with that.
But
he's piloting Palace this season. That's important.
But Marc Guehi can also, I think Pete said this yesterday, and it's an absolutely spot on point to make, that Guehi now is going to be the main man, or what? Because other big characters have left Palace.
Yes.
The main man in a World Cup year.
Yes,
which is important for him.
Well, I think that's
so he can have best of both worlds. He can also take, as I mentioned yesterday, loads more wages if he moves without a transfer fee. So he's sitting pretty.
Yes,
he can't believe his luck. Well, he's like a dog with two dicks.
He doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to go in for a medical for another season, which is nice.
No, I
imagine he doesn't like the leg touching.
Do you have to have blood taken? Is there a blood draw involved?
Probably is a blood drawing.
If you don't like your leg being touched, you cannot be a professional footballer.
No, that's true. I always feel like with the medicals, and I'm simplifying it here, and there'll be people who know more.
Well, you're a populist
Bearing in
leader.
mind on the Luke and Pete show, you've had 3 weeks of GPs getting in touch because you said that it was an easy job.
Yeah. Marcus, I've been bombarded.
It's
been brutal.
It's like me and the Liverpool fans yesterday.
I've had to. It's been a real effort. Do you know what it's felt like? Opening the Luke and Pete show emails. It felt like looking at your exam results.
Yeah.
Or getting a bill
I
through
had
the post.
no idea. GP. Well, they've clearly got enough free time to listen to the Luke and Pete show. All 10 of them.
Get stuck in. No, I was going to say that whenever whenever I watch a medical, it just seems to be them on a treadmill with those stickers on them.
Yeah.
Why are you watching medicals?
Why are you watching medicals?
Real Madrid show them.
Oh, do they? I thought it was some sort of pervy.
The last one I saw was Bellingham's, I think.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Lying on the bed with loads of stickers on him. Or getting on the treadmill with loads of stickers on him. That's
easy,
all it is.
isn't it?
Anyway,
Is that all you've got to do to pass it?
Guehi's come out of here with smelling the roses.
Well, he's not smelling them because apparently he was very, very disappointed about this.
But he's just got to wait. It's because he's mentally past Palace. He's just got to wait. That's
indeed.
it.
But I think, though, that, again, if you've got the chance to go to Liverpool and you think, okay, well, maybe it's 6 months or probably more likely a year, as you say, there's no guarantee. I don't think injuries and so on. I'm fine, there's that. But
of course.
There's no guarantee. And I think that when you've seen Eze go, you've won those 2 trophies, he would have left on such a high, scoring a contender for goal of the month.
Yeah, the social media farewell video was leaked.
The video was done, and I think emotionally, it was all there for him. So
could Liverpool move on by the time next season comes
emotionally,
around?
I don't think they
move
will.
On emotionally to a different footballer.
But the absence will make their heart grow fonder, surely.
Possibly.
If Liverpool continue not being brilliant at the back, although they're still the best team in the league, blah 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 blah, which I don't. Yeah, I mean, obviously the slot could improve them, but I still think Guehi will be relevant there because he's such a quality defender.
I also saw someone, I think one of the Liverpool correspondents for The Athletic, making the point off the back of the story that, they've always got Andy Robertson can deputise there. It's not the same, is it? Not the same, is it?
I mean, he can't.
It's like your mum saying, well, you can't go to the ice cream van, you've got a choc ice in the freezer. It's not the same. It never will be the same.
No, absolutely not, no. And also as well, I mean, Guehi, that's just how it is. Parish has got to make the best decisions for Crystal Palace. And if he thinks we're going to lose Glasner as well, he's got to do it. I once, I won't say who it was, but
I'll say, don't worry. When I work it out,
we'll figure it out. Yeah, me too.
No, I once had a very brief chat with the CEO of a big, not the biggest, but a big Premier League football club.
Radford.
And I asked him about a particular player.
Karen Radford, isn't it?
Oh, a Premier League club.
I always get emails from her PR going, do you want to talk to Karen Radford?
Yeah.
No.
She's at Mansfield Town.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not Premier League, are they?
So I've
Premier League in my heart.
They're not Premier League, and I've also said
Marcus,
he. I've also said he
was the CEO in the Premier League in Pete's heart.
And in reality, yes.
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah.
And I asked about a particular player who had been agitating for a move, and he said that particular player, even the manager was kind of saying, we can't, he's putting a shift, can't really sort of get in his way. And there was pressure because apparently Guehi's teammates were even a bit upset for him.
Sure.
And now they say there's tension and so on. And he said, well, look, I have to make the best decisions for this football club. And these are the tensions. Don't want to talk about Isak, which has been done to death, and you spoke about it yesterday. But there's all sorts of sides to this. So do you take the side of the player? It's a mishmash. One might say Newcastle, the club didn't handle themselves particularly brilliantly in that, maybe going public and so on and so forth, whatever one may think. But the fact of the matter is Guehi's going to be playing for Crystal Palace for at least half the season. We would imagine it's the full season, and that benefits the England team, baby.
There we go.
You see?
We get there in the end.
We get there in the end. Now, let's move on to Aston Villa. They said they're happy to continue with Emi Martínez this season after his prospective move to Manchester United did not materialise.
This story is amazing. I'll tell you why, Marcus, because if you read the minute, the breakdown, the minute by minute, if you like, of this saga, it involves, for those of you who've not seen it, it involves at one point on deadline day, Emi Martínez sat at Bodymore Heath training ground just waiting for the phone to ring, and it never rings.
It never rang.
It's like a play. It's a play. It's an Ian McKellen play in the West End where he's sitting on like a park bench.
Was he doing the opposite?
Waiting for someone to turn up and they never turn up.
Yeah.
He's waiting for Godot.
It was the opposite of Lucas Paquetá, who picked up the phone, threw it away. Emi Martínez was just like, come on.
Can I have that phone?
Yeah, exactly.
Would you not be?
You got any minutes on that?
If you're waiting for a phone call, would you not be quite paranoid that the Wi-Fi wasn't working?
Yeah, I think he was.
IP thing,
I think he was. And the story ends with him, I think, sort of quite tearfully jumping on a plane to South America for Argentina qualifiers.
Yeah, okay.
That's to be fair, that's a good way to get your mind off things.
Yeah, true.
And then Turkey come along.
Well, Man United
we'll have you, and he's like, I don't want
it.
you.
Man United are out their mind not phoning him. He actually wants to go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It really has been a bit of an illness over the summer months. Footballers wanting to go to Man United.
I think we should be staging interventions at this point.
Yeah.
Also, Emi Martínez, one thing I learned about that whole thing is Emi Martínez is the highest earner at Villa.
Oh, really?
He signed a really big deal not that long ago. Yeah, not that long ago either.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? And you have made the point about Martínez being, or I think Vish did say their most high-profile player. No two ways about that. So I think all these things considered, like they are happy for him to stay, but I think they were kind of reluctant. Yeah, he's going to go. Maybe there's a wage bill thing there.
Yeah,
blah 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 blah. So I think it was kind of like, yeah, cool, but if you come back, then fine. There's still a place for you in our hearts and our team.
And we're all a little bit frightened about what you might do. So we carry on.
I mean, he wouldn't get away with that jeopardy in Turkey, would he? He got away with it when the private jet was running in Qatar, but I think
they'd encourage it and then they'd punish him.
The
mob rule would punish him.
Now that Mourinho's not there, I mean, imagine him and Mourinho teaming up. Yeah, so I think maybe that's why he was like, is Mourinho still in? Not interested.
What's absolutely terrifying about that, and we haven't talked about this much, is that now Mourinho is technically at large.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
So
absolutely.
at least when he's in Fenerbahce or
he could
wherever
be in
he's
the
at,
room next door.
you know where he is.
At least for a couple of days a week.
Yeah, you know where he is.
Yeah.
A couple of hours. But now he could pop up anywhere.
Oh, he could.
Do you know what's going to happen?
He'll be at Craven Cottage in the posh seat soon. He loves it there.
Could be. As we're recording this now, there are people at Sky Sports frantically. Wait, the next Monday Night Football is on this date. Come on.
Yeah.
But
they should do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'd watch the whole thing for once.
Yeah.
I'd watch it. It's too long. The show's too long. But I'd watch it with Mourinho.
Did you watch it when Russell Martin was on that time?
Oh, my God.
He was pretty good, to be fair.
The thing about Russell Martin is, and we're digressing here, and that's fine, but because in a minute we're going to have to talk about some 19-year-old going from Strasbourg. But before we do, the thing with Russell Martin is, and I should have been more balanced about this, I said that he's taken the dirty Southampton coin and therefore he can never be respected again. Right? And I think Rangers is showing that. Yep. But there's a lot to like about him. If you look
his hair.
If you look at how he conducts himself, his personal life and stuff, he's actually quite an interesting guy.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. I thought he was
quite a well-educated guy.
Yeah, he was good on Monday Night Football.
Environmentally conscious, that kind of stuff. But he's good on. It was good on Monday Night Football from memory because he's got quite a clear philosophy that he really believes in.
Yep.
And I think when you have that kind of viewpoint that you stick to, it's quite interesting to hear about.
So you should say he should start a political party.
No, I'm saying that Monday Night Football should not be 6 hours long.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now then, Chelsea. They have confirmed the re-signing of 19-year-old Ishe Samuel-Smith from Strasbourg just 33 days after he was sold to them by Chelsea.
Yeah.
What's that about this one?
They've immediately loaned him out to Swansea City. It is the most Chelsea story. I mean, we know that they are. They love a sale and they love a buy.
Well, the reason I was going to peak
they are like stock traders, aren't they, with players?
But the reason I was going to peak for this is because around January each year, Pete does do quite a lot of chicanery.
Interrailing.
No, chicanery and moving around
assets.
to solve some financial problems.
Yes,
because Her Majesty's Revenue and His Majesty's Revenue and Customs, God bless them.
Talk about payment plans. For
yeah,
people,
they
chicanery.
They are very interested in perhaps some more creative ideas you may have around what you're doing.
The FSR.
When does the dance officially reopen? Is it like in the mid-January, or do you go from the 1st of January?
It's PSR.
It's rolling.
It's peak sustainability.
It's a rolling issue I have with the government.
Yeah. So would you think about perhaps moving a 19-year-old player from one part of your business to another?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, aren't there rules about this?
I think there probably
are. Todd Bowley is...
you can't stop us. We've just sent to Swansea on loan.
We've done it. Yeah.
It's
technically a holiday.
It's technically a different country. Todd Bowley's one of the bigger wigs at Strasbourg, of course.
He is. That's exactly which makes this stink even more, doesn't it? Let's be honest.
Just in case anybody hadn't picked up on the stench. There it is, right there. Chelsea have also sold Ben Chilwell to Strasbourg on deadline day.
Yeah. You sad about that, are you?
Well, I was a part of the free Ben Chilwell movement.
Oh, you were, yeah.
You know, the Raheem Sterling one was a waste of time when I found out he was still the top owner at that club. 325 grand a week.
Yeah.
For nothing. He's not doing anything.
No. Get there early for that, Raheem. You put the cones out at least.
At least put the kit on. Like 320.
Not like John Terry.
Yeah. Is he not even in the bomb squad room?
I don't know where he is.
If they've renamed that the Raheem Sterling Suite.
Fulham were interested in him. And I think Fulham went...
Not at that price.
Yeah,
steam came out of their ears.
But are you willing to run? Are you willing to, it's such a madness. Anyway, we're not talking about Sterling. He's still at Chelsea, incredibly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chelsea, they
also,
sold...
Sorry, we're not talking about Sterling, but just so I really want to make this clear.
Yeah.
There was a lot of coverage about the transfer window this summer. Not one line about Sterling.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm going to ground. You don't need to.
Yeah.
No one's going to come with you.
It's such a shame, though, because... Anyway, but Chelsea, Ben Chilwell's gone. He needed a move, let's be honest. He was in the bomb squad for a while. I think when Maresca came in, he was straight away made his feelings clear on Chilwell. Chilwell went on loan to Palace last season. And I did wonder, why is he going to Strasbourg? Oh, yeah, Todd Bowley. But Rosinia's there in charge.
Yeah.
And apparently he very much sold his dream and everything to Ben Chilwell. And Ben Chilwell, they're in Europa Conference League. Strasbourg aren't a bad side. They finished 7th last season in Liga. And it was from 2nd to 7th, because 1st is obviously wrapped up. It was fairly close.
I always get the sense that Strasbourg's one of those cities that could go on loan to Germany. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it probably has.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's German.
Sounds like it's German.
We're going to loan you out to the Bundesliga this season, chaps.
There'll be many a person on some kind of outlet who would have confused Strasbourg as being German rather than French.
See, I never have to meet. To me, it's always been France.
Yeah, well, good for you.
Good on you.
And I'll fight anyone who says otherwise.
Dance.
What Ben needs to do on his way to Strasbourg is pop into one of those massive French supermarkets and quite simply purchase a new knee.
Yes,
if you do that, story could have a happy ending.
Or go to a service station and have a very interesting experience while doing a jobby.
Is that what you did?
They've got no pots. What do you call it?
They've got toilets.
No toilets. Yeah, it's just
a long drop.
Yeah,
it's a long drop.
It's not everyone, though, is it?
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
Both producers shaking their head at that.
Is that
I just saw it at the corner of my eye.
Is that not a thing anymore?
It
is a thing. It is a thing.
Yeah, I'm not denying it.
I am.
I tend to avoid all things French. I don't know.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is that why you...
No.
I don't even know what it means.
By the way, on that...
Go on.
Right, can I just
not
say,
on that. Let's move on.
Okay, all right, let's move on.
Come on.
I'll do it
it's the right thing.
I'll do it later.
All right, uncut. You're uncut.
I'll do it later.
We're going to talk about Mussolini's great-grandson on uncut.
I want to complain about never being put on a Friday show these days.
Why is that?
I don't know why. But I feel like
I'll have a Friday off.
Do you know what I feel
Let's
like?
swap.
You know what I feel like? Sir Ed Davey. You got Farage over there. He's on Question Time fucking every other week.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah. I never get the nod these days.
Dear.
The regime don't like it. Carry on.
Greens have got a new leader, though.
Yeah.
Bit of a madhead, apparently. Now, Newcastle United's new signing, Nick Woltemade, he's very much German, and he's told their club media that his favourite German player of all time is Kai Havertz.
Underwhelming.
He has a very different rep in his
Kai
country,
Havertz?
doesn't he, Kai Havertz, doesn't he?
Oh, fair enough. Scored a winning goal in the Champions League final.
He did, yeah.
Which Ben Chilwell played in, by the way.
Practically David Beckham, isn't he?
Maybe not that
But do
far.
you remember when Erling Haaland said his favourite player was Michu?
Yeah, that rings a vague
but
bell.
we all remember that season at Swansea. Though.
I'm enjoying.
Scored the opening goal of the Premier League season in 2012.
Oh, he's great.
I think
he was absolutely cracking.
Something like that.
I think he might have done.
He's you know that really tedious thing that people do online about the streets won't forget.
Right.
Michi was voted the most streets
will forget
footballer. Yeah.
Nice.
Is that
okay,
right?
I like that.
Oh, interesting. Johan Wissa move on deadline day to Newcastle United, and that was completed with 30 seconds to spare.
Yeah.
He was wearing an Indiana Jones hat at the time.
He drove there himself, as we said yesterday.
Yeah.
He looks very old. Johan Wissa. Do you not think? Looks very tired.
Well, after what happened, I mean, driving
Probably all like driving, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I photograph you after you drove all the way to Hartlepool on your own and then had to witness the euthanizing of a horse, you wouldn't look great in the photo.
No, it's a good point, actually. I feel sad about the horse, I think, probably. Yeah.
I mean, you don't look great now.
No, I know.
And you've had a lovely coffee. And
I am dressing like Nick Woltemade, though, which is the main thing.
Nick Woltemade isn't that far away from the tallest man in Germany. I looked this up yesterday.
All right.
I'm not sure why, but the tallest man in Germany, I think, is 7'3".
Right.
I mean,
the current living tallest man in Germany.
What is he? 6'6". He's a fair bit away.
Yeah.
Pete and I are closer to your height than he is to that guy's height.
Yeah, but that's not a talking point, is it?
Well,
I'm just under 6'3", and you're both 5'5".
5'5".
I think.
But all I'm saying is that you just said, "Oh, he's not far off," and I'm saying, "No, he is far off."
Okay.
I think he's giving Kevin Keegan Kill Klein vibes.
Oh, there you go.
Living on a houseboat, driving a Dacia Duster to training, a 90s Dacia Duster.
Do an impression of Finchy doing the advert for the Dacia Duster.
Dacia Duster.
Isn't it the Duster?
The Duster. Nick Woltemade does the job. He called the linesman an egg.
I'm going to go back to Johan Wissa because
he looks old.
Apparently, he neglected to sign a crucial document, and it fell to one of his representatives to sprint through Newcastle's training ground to find Wissa and get his signature.
Right, okay. Yeah,
I mean, that is...
it just seems... Why is it... And I'm going to use the reference that Jim doesn't care for, Keystone Cops. Why is it old sticks to
what I would ask is why, given that the representatives in question really don't have an awful lot to do outside of this stuff, why are they getting this wrong?
It's one contract a season maximum, isn't it?
Yeah.
It can happen. I was once nearly deported from a country because apparently I didn't sign something. A group of us didn't sign.
Which country?
It was a stamp.
Britain.
One that shall not be named.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I see.
Russia.
North Korea.
Was it Russia?
It was many. Yeah, we talked about 21 years ago.
Right.
They didn't give us a stamp in the airport, which it was their mistake.
They didn't admit that, presumably.
Fortunately, we had a very strong Northern Irish woman with us who could speak Russian and eventually talked them around.
Good.
So, we had a weapon of our own. Thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
Right, coming up after this, Tommy Tukes is getting the band back together.
Good morning, England! You tell us something your mum doesn't know. Yeah.
That noise can only mean one thing.
Yeah, it's good for it to get an out.
Makes me happy.
International break.
Yeah, it really makes me happy.
Yeah.
We've done 26 minutes of avoiding talking about it, and we're here.
Not excited about England Andorra?
I'm interested to see what mad shit Tuchel's going to be up to.
Well, getting Ruben Loftus-Cheek back in there. 7 years after his last cap. He's only got about 10 caps.
I think what's happened here is that the people around Tuchel have said, jury's still out on how you're doing so far, Thomas. You need to give him a bit of red meat.
Yeah.
Give me the phone.
Give me the phone.
I'll get Ruben on the blower.
Give me the half brother of Carl Cort.
There you go.
Yeah, nice.
Apparently, back in the day, obviously Thomas Tuchel worked with him at Chelsea, and apparently he likened him to Michael Ballack.
He's a very versatile footballer, but he just can't stay fit. So it's not one for the future, is it?
That's spot on. When he's going,
because he's 29 now,
which is wild. I mean, that is amazing. That's an amazing age. I have no idea he was anywhere near that.
No,
old.
I didn't. Yeah.
But when he gets going, he's a roller. He's an absolute roller. The problem is he's never at a quick fit.
Yeah,
and that's the amount of
you've mentioned
games.
quick fit recently.
It is, isn't it?
So he's like
just for clarity, there's a quick fit at the bottom of my road,
right?
And I have to walk past him quite regularly, right? And so it's always in my mind.
Do you do the little dance and song?
No, I don't. But I would also say
there's
not really any other high street adjacent place like that.
No,
Quick Fit's by far the most well known one.
Some of them do MOT, some of them don't. That's the
is that
annoying
right?
thing, yeah.
Okay, this one's got a big MOT sign outside. We're digressing again. Loftus-Cheek.
It's England week.
No, but if you look at the record, the amount of football he's missed, it's amazing, really.
Because his first season at Milan was promising.
But last season he
was all
couldn't
over the
get
place.
going.
But he started well this season.
But it's one of those things where it's like you want it to be more, even how promising it becomes, you're still thinking it's more promising than it actually is, because
I know what you mean.
England play abroad, you're excited that this new sort of age of new generation of footballers going abroad and having a good time.
29.
29,
I don't
Marcus,
believe
an injury prone, Marcus.
He's 29 and a half as well. He's nearer to 30.
Yeah. I mean, he's not as old as Jordan Henderson, is he?
No. Oh, that's fine. That's the barometer, is it?
Oh, yeah, he's still in there, isn't he?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Marcus, how about the man who got sent off for 2-footing Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the Italian league, Dele Alli?
Oh,
so he's played on.
And after that, Ruben Loftus-Cheek said, didn't he? After that,
I'm going to have you.
You know, he messaged Dele Alli and said, "I'm really sorry that you got sent off. I only stayed down because I was really tired, and it made it look worse." I don't think Dele Alli's an option, Pete.
No,
at this point.
Well, he apparently every morning.
But then under
on the
Tuchel,
phone,
who knows?
Well, that's what I mean. He's clubless, and every morning he's got a what do you call it?
A reminder saying he wants to be in the World Cup
saying
squad.
World Cup 2024, 26.
Yeah, 2024 would be weird, wouldn't it?
Confusing. Yeah. That's the one I would have.
Yeah. Well, Ruben obviously replaces Adam Morton, who's withdrawn from the squad with an injury, which is particularly annoying because I think a lot of us wanted to see Walton playing for England and give a bit of balance to that midfield. But obviously Tuchel, as I say, worked with Loftus-Cheek at Chelsea. I mean, it seems a while ago now because it was, and very much rated the player. He's called him up. It surprised a lot of us, but he's in there. Jarell Quansah has also been called up as a late addition to the squad. What a week he's had. Eric Ten Hag, his boss, is sacked, and he's been called up. Recalled for the England squad. My goodness, Jarell. Lovely old times for him. He of course, was in he's been in previous England squads before. The uncapped duo of Elliot Anderson and Jed Spence have been called up to the squad for the first time as well. I think Spurs fans, a lot of them will be pleased to see Spence in there. Elliot Anderson, though.
Anderson's had a great start of the season.
Come on.
A good player.
I think we're pleased about Anderson. I think a lot of people, especially Forest fans, of course, they see him week in, week out. But very much, I mean, they're all there. One could argue on merit, or one should argue on merit, but Anderson is definitely in there.
And that's the key point, isn't it? We can have our opinion about it, and obviously we will, because that's our job. But Thomas Tuchel knows, obviously well used to the attention and to the pressure. He knows ultimately the only thing that's going to be judged on is how he performs next summer. And if he feels like he has to pick certain players to get him towards that, that's what he's going to do. I feel like, and I know Marcus, we're going to talk about this in a bit more depth tomorrow. I feel like it's been a bit scattergun, and a bit difficult to work out what's happening. I feel that as well.
A bit like a half-time, loads of subs, when Sven used to do that in friendlies.
Yeah.
And you think you've
lovely
made...
for him to get a mensch.
Lovely.
God rest him.
The late great. But it was sort of 7 or 8 subs, and you kind of thought, well, this is a whole... It's like a trial. It's like you've gone down to trials.
Or you're just trying to reward players to give him a few minutes. But I think Jed Spence, one of the biggest problems about Spurs last season was, of course, that they couldn't get their first choice back four together often enough, right? When Jed Spence played, he was good. He's had a good start to this season as well. And also, his journey's a really interesting one because, of course, he comes in, I think, under Conte from Forest, and Conte doesn't want him. And he never plays. And he's kind of really, I mean, what can't be undersaid is how hard Spencer's worked to get himself back into this position. And I think he deserves a huge amount of credit for that. And I think the England squad call-up is a great reward for him, and he deserves it. Elliot Anderson, just a really good, busy player. I saw some stats around Elliot Anderson's performance in the 3-0 home defeat to West Ham. Right? And his statistics were extraordinary. I know the way the game went. West Ham scored a lot of goals late on. It was, the scoreline was the scoreline, but Anderson was kind of doing everything.
Yes,
and so I think that is clearly, if you're going to be this kind of not a Swiss Army knife in terms of different positions, but a Swiss Army knife of what you bring to a specific position, I think he deserves it as well. I think it's also
as well. I mean, the midfield balance. I think we want to see Rice play the Arsenal role, more like a number 8. And so you need someone in there who's actually going to help out defensively. So I think Anderson...
Yeah, and I just think the profile of midfield in this squad, Henderson sticks out like a sore thumb. but perhaps Tuchel just feels like, look, I'm German. I don't know the England tradition and team and squad intricately. Of course, he would have done his research.
I mean, and he's managed here. He'd know a bit more.
Yeah, but if you learn a foreign language, for example, as an analogy, and you're fluent, and even if you immerse yourself in the culture, you're never a native speaker, right? So maybe he sees Henderson as this kind of conduit. And we talked. Well,
he does. And
that's why he's in there. But what I would say is, when it comes to World Cup time, all those places are precious.
Yes,
and it may well be he can't afford to give him that.
But he's look.
The problem is, Marcus, he fucking plays him.
Yeah, well,
That's the problem. Put him in as a coach. Put him in like Beckham was in there that time.
Yeah, Henderson is clearly, he's been called up to the majority, if not all, of Tuchel's England squads. He's involved. He is. Tuchel wouldn't be doing this. I just find it interesting that Southgate obviously knew, and it's Gareth Southgate's birthday today, by the way.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Many happy returns, Gareth.
Just do it down the barrel. Do you want to do a message
Many
to
happy
Gareth?
returns, Gareth. Don't eat too much cake.
I'll do one to you. Gareth, you're such an alpha, clearly, because you've been born so early in the school year that people would have respected you. I mean, having your birthday on the 3rd of September is big potatoes at school. Yeah. And that tells us why he's such a well-respected person.
He's got a new BBC show coming soon.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what these are the rewards if you nearly get us over the line.
Get us to the line. Show us the line.
Yeah. All right, now go on.
Explain what the line is.
Over to you.
Yeah. We're a nation, and he's led us to a beautiful pool of water, but he can't make us drink. Can he?
Oh, because that is a tradition.
Can he make us drink, Marcus?
No, he can't. But Southgate obviously saw all these leadership qualities in Henderson, blah, 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 and didn't take him to the Euros in 2024. And so I find it incredible that Tuchel's gone back. We've talked about that.
We'll continue to
Peter,
so.
I want your thoughts on this. John Stones has received his first call-up since Tuchel took charge. That was a matter of time, of course, and a matter of injury. Tino Livramento's in there.
Do you know?
He has started the season very well. I think me and Andy both agreed that it was pretty poor. He was pretty poor at times last season, so his England call-up didn't really make all that much sense. But it makes more sense at this point in time.
September. What a long throw he's got on him.
What a long throw as well. Somebody said, he made quite a good point. He's more naturally suited to the right because he's right-footed, but because he has to concentrate so much on the left, he's much better. Do you know what I mean?
I see what you mean.
Because he's just on all the time. He's like, I got to concentrate on what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously did a good job in the cup final down that side.
That's why I jammed cigarettes into my arm during the ramble.
Okay. But he's never admit that again. And obviously won the under-21s Euros.
Yes.
That lineage is still important. I think at least Tuchel's protected that because you could say the same thing about Elliot Anderson as well, probably.
Yeah, I think Livramento is the type of player that in a sort of attacking sense, if you need something and you've made subs and you're wondering, you could always bring him on, even in the fullback position. I think he's so good going forward and so creative. Another man, though, you could say that about is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's been left out of the squad.
It's not going well for him, really.
Well, the Spanish media have already labelled Alexander-Arnold too shy and believe he doesn't fit in.
Just get in the fucking Real Madrid sausage machine, innit? Fucking grind you up. We're having a big rat stir fry.
He's got to come crawling back as well at one point in the Champions League, hasn't he?
Loan move to David Moyes' Everton.
Imagine. Hasn't he got to come crawling back to Anfield in the Champions League this season?
Yeah,
beautiful.
Point, yeah. I mean, is he too shy? I mean, he hangs out with Jude Bellingham
probably
a lot.
Not. No, probably not.
He's just probably normal.
Yeah. I wouldn't look.
There's always something, isn't there?
I don't watch Spanish football that closely, and we'd have to defer to our brethren over at OTC for the definitive take, of course. But I wouldn't worry too much about what the Spanish media say around Real Madrid. They have to fill like 36 pages of a paper every single fucking day. They do. The media is insane over there for Real Madrid.
They're just short of doing a 24-hour news channel of Real Madrid.
Yeah, and
I think they do, don't they?
I'm fairly
TV
24 hours.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm fairly certain that you're probably told as part of your induction at Real Madrid. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Okay, it may not be like breaking news 24 hours. It may be like, and he's
it's just reruns of old
there you go.
Raul and Emilio Buitragueño goals, probably.
Wait, can you get it on a hooky feed? Sounds pretty good, that.
You're asking me and Pete for this.
Wasn't there a man with... Wasn't there a guy called
You're ignoring the human fire stick over there.
Wasn't there a guy... don't use fire sticks anymore, they're not very good. There wasn't a guy called Fire Stick Charlie or something who was caught at some football club handing out cards saying Fire Stick Charlie.
That might be he was one of your dreams?
No, I think there was a guy called Fire Stick Charlie or Fire Stick John or something.
Peter, are you Fire Stick Charlie?
Peter, is Fire Stick Charlie in the room with us now? Anyway,
that's it. He's not in there. Carl Walker's not in there. Yeah. I think Phil Foden, but he hasn't been playing that much. And Ivan Toney as well. Luke,
yeah.
Not in there.
Yeah, good.
Did anyone see Matt Targett's pass for Borough this week?
No.
Just saying, get him in.
Luke.
Fucking one pass.
That's Real Madrid.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Worse than Tuchel.
I'm a Matt Targett man. I love Matt Targett.
Well,
I think he's better than Tino.
You've always got a target. Luke and I will be answering your questions about England on tomorrow's mailbag. So do join us for that. Peter, if you want to I'll ask a question about Matt Targett.
That won't be making the cut.
Then we'll make sure that the production staff are well drilled.
Do you know how much research we have to do for these shows anyway without you just chucking Matt Targett in? Yeah,
I mean, you don't need to do much research on that. Anyway, make sure to subscribe to the Football Ramble in your podcast app so you never miss an episode. So yes, get involved with the England mailbag special tomorrow. Coming up after this, good news. Webb and Owen are back. Right then, everybody. And I've just been handed some correspondence. Pie.
People can see you on the camera that you haven't.
It was just before that.
It's into your mind, was it?
Yeah.
There you go, he's done it.
It's a Google Glass. It's an invisible. They're all the rage at the moment.
Yeah.
Pie has got in touch on email.
Hello to
That's
you.
why you didn't see me.
On email,
electronically handed something.
Hello to you, Pie.
Good old
You've
Pie.
got mail.
I've enjoyed you many times, Pie.
You trusty bastard.
You gravy filled.
Get your filling all over Marcus's face. Get your sweet filling in Marcus's tummy.
You dirty. So Pie's got in touch on email after Luke voiced his thoughts on the VAR decision at Stamford Bridge. Is there any scope to do away with the Pugmall and look for a different organisation to provide the refereeing service to the Premier League, just like any other contract out for tender?
Yeah, Thames Water.
No, that worked well.
Red cards spewing into the streets.
Yeah.
And Northern Rock's still there? Who are we doing?
I think the serious answer to this is no, because I think Pugmall are an organisation that are run and funded by the Premier League, the EFL, and someone else, the FA, I think.
Right.
So I think it's all part of the swindle.
Could we nationalise it?
Nationalise
Pugmall.
Now you're talking.
Why don't we?
I reckon
Chinese government, they could do it.
Yeah. So I don't think it's like one of those tender processes where you different organisations. Because, for example,
and thank goodness it isn't.
But with the technology, say for example, Hawkeye or whatever it is they use, that was put out to different tech companies to tender. Yeah. I think this is a fit up. I don't think you can do it that way. So.
And it's just as well. Can you imagine the nonsense if this was like that?
Well, the idea, Marcus, would be the capitalist model suggests that the competition makes everything better, as we've indeed seen with Thames Water, of course.
Yeah, with everything.
Every
Southern Rail.
Part of our lives.
The list goes on, and we do have to stop there because we could.
The list goes on, the length and breadth of this country.
I'm a Trenitalia man. I'm fine with it.
Oh, yeah. Good, okay.
Good trains, good service.
Yeah, good. Well, you talk about Mussolini's great-grandson in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Howard Webb and Michael Owen were back last night for match officials mic'd up.
Yeah.
I suppose so. Answer the question: do we want this? Is there scope for it? There's no scope.
I don't think we need more privatisation of an already private company. So
right?
It can't happen. I understand why he's asked the question. It's born out of frustration. We're all frustrated. Yeah. But I don't think, as far as I understand, it can happen.
Pie, stick to dinner.
Because mainly the PowerPoint for any company coming in would be like, I wouldn't do that. That's the only thing. I wouldn't do that. We'll prove it. Everybody says they're great until they're actually tested, aren't they?
Right. Well, the show.
Exactly.
Yeah. The remarkable part of this whole thing is Marcus summed it up there just with that sentence. The one thing that Pugmall apparently think will sort this is putting on a really boring TV show with Howard Webb and Michael Owen explaining basically the whole format of the show. It's like
if they asked me to host it, I would.
Like you know those kind of like sitcoms, those kind of like grist to the mill sitcoms, like The Big Bang Theory. Right. No one watches them, but there's 26 episodes a season.
They're always on.
The model is, the format is basically the same every episode.
Yeah.
Right. This is that, right? Howard Webb and Michael Owen stand behind a desk for half an hour.
On E4.
Yeah, and at the end, Howard Webb apologises. That's basically it. That's the payoff.
At least give us a decent theme tune.
And before the ad break in the show, Michael Owen says, coming up after this, Howard Webb would apologise, so stick around. Yeah. And he does at the end. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
It's mad.
You need a decent... It would be better if it had the...
It's the Golden Girls, is what it is. There's only two of them.
But you need...
Thank you for watching the cameras.
Yeah.
True
Every
enough.
one of them as a foul goes in.
Yeah, but if at the end of the show, it went... Michael Owen went, and Howard, I believe you've got something to say to the audience. And he went, once again, we apologise. Yeah, exactly. And that was the end. Yeah. I think we'd all love that. There would be great celebration.
It'd be better.
It would be better.
It was...
Because it can't get much worse.
Howard said that the decision to disallow Fulham's goal against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge was a mistake because the higher threshold for contact and VAR wasn't met.
Right.
And... we all know that, right? We all know that.
Yeah.
But the problem was, if you watch the video back, of the incident, because what they do is, for those of you who have mercifully avoided this fucking content that we have to watch, what they do is on a big controversial one, they'll play out the video and the audio. To be fair to them, they'll do that.
Yeah.
And the problem is, when you listen back to it, the people involved, I'm afraid to say, are exactly what I predicted they were on Monday's show. Just arrogant, closed-minded idiots who think that this is about them. And at one point in that video, the assistant VAR says that it shouldn't be disallowed or something like that. And the VAR guy just completely ignores him, cracks on. And he comes up with the most preposterous reasoning as to why it's disallowed. And it's fine to say, after the event, this was a mistake. It's fine to make a mistake. I get that. Yeah. But the problem is, you're not talking to these people doing this job in this VAR truck or whatever it is, office up in Stockley Park. You're not training them properly to not be like this. Do you know what it feels like to me? It feels like, when you hear all this stuff about, and I'm not comparing necessarily like for like, because this is obviously far more important, this example I'm about to use. But when there's a big scandal involving like a police force, and they say, "Oh yeah, well mistakes have been made. It shouldn't have happened. Yeah. We've done this." And sooner or later, it happens so often, you start to think, actually...
It's systemic.
Yeah, but the people you're recruiting to be police officers are the problem here. You need to recruit different types of people. With this, I think you need to look at that. You need to start bringing people out from outside of football who can just dispassionately look at the data, look at the rules and apply them, right? And until that happens, I don't think it's going to change.
Well, on that VAR audio you mentioned about the assistant VAR, he told the main VAR that contact was an accident, but the main man in the chair said it didn't matter as it prevented an opportunity to defend.
Which is mad. Like, that there, and so, that's the line. Yeah, exactly, you got it there. That's brilliant. Because that's what I was referring to. Right, preventing an opportunity to defend. You might as well just say, I've never once watched or played a game of football in my life. Of course the striker is trying to prevent the opportunity to defend. That's his job. And crucially, the audio there that we've now had, so we've seen behind the curtain now, what was the reason given at the time? It was given as a careless challenge from a player who was already in possession of the ball. So they're making it up as they go along anyway.
I mean, that clearly wasn't a careless challenge, was it? He was literally doing a rollover to turn around.
And Webb instantly knew it was wrong because he took him off the Sunday game. We've already talked about that. So look, I appreciate what I do to be even-handed about this, and I know this is boring, so just to wrap up, like, I do appreciate that they're being transparent with this actual raw footage, right? Because they never used to do that. Remember, Marcus, we were banging our heads against a brick wall for years saying, why aren't the referees coming out and talking about this stuff? At least we're getting a bit of transparency. But the problem is the transparency is casting light on the most rank incompetence imaginable.
Do you know what, right? When they weren't, I agree with you, when they didn't release the footage, for some reason, a guy that I played football with had some footage and some audio of the VAR officials when in the early forms of VAR when they first came out.
Like more swearing and smoking.
There was loads of swearing. It was just straight out. Yeah, no, he's definitely effing offside there. Like, what the F? All this stuff. I was like, what
are you doing? Yeah.
It's so weird. Yeah, so maybe it took them ages for them to kind of drop all that.
TV ready.
Right, now it's TV ready.
I very much, to close out this section about Pugmall, I very much enjoyed the fact that this television show is all about explaining decisions and, it being really important for Pugmall to be or not opaque about decisions. And almost as soon as somebody uploaded this little section to Twitter, the Sky Sports IP lawyers just took it down. So what's the point? No one's watching. No one's sitting down appointment television to watch Michael Owen doing anything. So the only place we're watching this is on the Premier League website or on Twitter.
Let's get away from...
Pugmall used to be called Pug Mob, by the way.
Yeah, well, that...
Now a mob.
Let's get away from ridiculous things and chaotic business and give you a Man United update.
Yeah.
Now, Grimsby Town have been fined 20 grand for fielding an ineligible player against Manchester United in the League Cup. They brought on midfielder Clark Odur, who has joined on loan, and he joined on loan the day before from Bradford City, but later it was realised that he had been registered 1 minute and 59 seconds after the 12 p.m. deadline.
It's a nerd.
And when I saw this, I thought, hang about. We've had this before. Is there going to be a replay? Are they going to be chucked out? Man United, to be fair to them, chose not to appeal against the defeat.
I bet they fucking didn't.
Oi.
No, they did.
Laughable.
No, they did. Man United. This is.
Oh, we don't want Wednesday away next. No fucking way.
Exactly.
We're not going to Hillsborough. No fucking way.
We don't want another. We don't want a replay against Grimsby Town. The indignity of it. And some of the fans were willing them to do so, and it's like, lads, just know when you're
leave
beaten.
it.
Also, the nerds are taking over. I'm telling you. I've been warning about this for years.
Yeah, but you got to have a rule, haven't you?
That's how it starts. That's how it starts.
One rule for one
I
club.
thought you were one of those liberal types. Oh, there's no such thing.
I'm like, you should have a 10-minute grace period in a parking bay, personally.
Yeah.
So
I think.
And how many miles can you go over the speed limit?
exactly, yeah.
Those parking enforcement officers that do apparently have the room to use their own discretion.
Yeah, it's like 10% in a
Is that right?
department store, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Give
think
him a
they
wink.
I think they should all be armed though. So yeah, and I think Manchester United should be.
So Grimsby also managed to put United to the sword while basically showing a blatant disregard for the rules.
Yeah, I mean Grimsby being fined 20 grand. Bearing in mind, you get 7 grand for going from the second to the
They're
third
30
round.
grand down.
13 grand down.
People with buckets outside the stadium next week.
All because of Man United.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, I reckon that Sir Jim, he was to how much did we get for the next round? 7 grand. We got appealed. No, seriously. And he had to be talked out of that. But I just love the fact it is walking before the red card is shown here, isn't it? Kind of vibe.
big time.
It's like we're not appealing. It's too embarrassing.
I can't go through that again.
For the sake of the ramble.
Look at the weather.
Yeah.
It's still pissed down.
We're
not going back there.
I think they had a 5-day period to appeal. If I'd have known about this, I'd have been, for the sake of the football ramble, appeal.
Yeah.
It'd have been so funny.
A big campaign.
So funny. And then they signed a load of players to play in that match. So Man United are not going to be in the third round of the League Cup, as you were, everybody, as you were. Now, is this a little bit embarrassing that it was revealed that Man United were considering bringing Danny Welbeck home to Manchester United?
Is it embarrassing? He's had a good couple of seasons, hasn't he?
Well, no, it's not embarrassing.
You can get him really cheap.
Welbeck's a good player.
It's indicative of a wider problem, as we always say.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's hard to find this embarrassing without feeling like you're being disrespectful to a great pro.
Exactly.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It would have been embarrassing for Welbeck.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Let's be clear about that.
Yeah, I don't think even Danny Welbeck could have reasonably expected to be moving back to Man United at the age of 34.
I reckon Danny Welbeck's the graffiti he did as an 18-year-old is probably still on the wall, knowing Man United's
I'd imagine so.
money problems.
I think Danny Welbeck, because it was in the summer, obviously, hence the window's only just shut, and he's thinking, I'm having a good time at Brighton. It's the summer. I'm down on the coast. Why on earth? There's no reason for me to take a step down.
Weather-wise,
to go all wise. So yeah, he's Danny Welbeck remained at Brighton, of course.
But the story was, according to the Sun, you believe them if you want, that it was the second summer in a row that Man United have had Welbeck on their hit list for players to sign.
Love it.
nice. Okay,
absolutely love it.
I love it. They just keep doing it.
Incredible.
Is it just like a live document? They've just not wiped the yesterday's stuff off.
I'm running the bar in Falmouth. I've been done for 3 years. I'm not going back to United. Like some kind of like aging detective.
Yeah.
They need to, because the serial criminal they need to arrest only respects him.
Totally.
Yeah. All in.
Well, I want to talk about a man who turned 40 this summer.
Right.
Same birthday as me.
Has he really?
Yes. Legendary Mexico goalkeeper Guillermo Ochoa.
Yeah.
Him of the World Cup.
So the great thing about Ochoa is that he is a delightful throwback, by which I mean, back in the day, you used to see really exciting players at World Cups only.
Yeah.
And he's one of them still, even in the modern day. Yeah.
Well, he was reportedly holding talks with Spanish second-tier side Burgos.
Who are doing a Mexican-based project, right?
Are they?
This is the club I think this is the club that Jim was talking about a while back, where they're trying to appeal to a massive fan base in Mexico and signing a lot of Mexican players.
Yeah. And too late, lads, because they've gone for Sunderland.
Yeah.
Quite incredibly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Ochoa, he did play. He's played in Spain a little bit. He played in Belgium as well for Standard Liège. But largely his career has been in his native lands, of course. But an exciting goalkeeper we saw. Great hair at the World Cup and all that kind of stuff. Now, there he was in Spain to talk to the representatives of Burgos. And when he was asked to review a detail in the contract before signing on the dotted line, he indicated that there was one point that needed to be modified. So it was about to happen. And apparently, very calm, he stood up and said he would go and get a coffee before closing the deal. Walked out the office and was never seen again.
Yay! Was it a particularly strong coffee?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
He's still in the toilet cubicle.
The club board have repeatedly tried to contact him, but he has not answered any of their calls.
Guillermo, we've got a coffee machine down the corridor. No, but the one down the road is much better coffee. So I'll be back in a minute.
We're doing enchilada Tuesdays. Come on, come back.
Oh, they do them at the airport. They're really good. Had one on the
Really
way in.
good coffee.
This is incredible.
Enchilada Tuesdays.
What do you mean?
Disrespectful to a great nation.
Well, they're trying to call Mexican players, so they're doing really silly stuff like enchilada
Pulls
Tuesdays.
out an old El Paso box. Just like Mama used to make.
So give us a batch of the enchiladas we Mama used to make. I love this so much.
Yeah.
What do you think? They must have disrespected him or something.
Yeah. It's like Malcolm Tucker in the thick of it.
Little bit.
When they asked him to go on that TV show and he asked where the toilet is, he just walks out.
Yeah, class.
It's not for me, this. He just walks out. He's channeling Tucker. It's great.
Yeah, but do you think he's gone there? As you say, they're trying to call the Mexicans and all that. He just turned up and gone, this is just a joke, isn't it?
It's not the same.
Just piss off.
Has he turned up even now? Like, no one's heard from him, have they?
I'm sure he's somewhere.
I'm just saying, do we know nothing's bad's happened to him?
Yeah, that's great insight. I'm sure he's somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully not. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
I love it if he turned up holding their rival shirt. Lovely stuff.
Coffee stains there.